Okay, we're live. Ouch, I just pinched my finger. I'm such a dingbat. All right. Okay, so today we are going to have a little bit of a play with some Aall and Create layered washies. Okay, so these layered washies are kind of new-ish, but we didn't do much with them when they first came out because they're butterflies, and now is the season for butterflies. So I'm gonna get logged in over here. See, this is going to come up. Okay, there we go. All right. Hello, Diane. Okay, so I'm going to grab my water. And you guys, I don't actually know where today is going to take us. So while I wait for people to get their notifications, I'm going to grab some scissors and start opening these little washies here that we're going to use today. All right, so there was a wonderful set of, gosh, I don't know, 8 or something butterfly washies. Honestly, I feel like I grabbed the ones that I could find, but I don't know if I even grabbed them all. So I'm going to just try my best. Oh, this isn't the one I need to save. It's the other one. It is a cobalt swallowtail. Okay, so what I like to do with these washies, we've talked about this. Before, but well, hi Veronica. What I like to do with these layering washies, so that I can tell which one is which, is once I get it open. That's the hardest part, right? So once I get it open. Then I like to take the label and I just cut right here. It'll fit nicely inside, but then I have the name and the number. So like if you're at home and you have these, this is a good way to label them. If you know, if that works for you and you want to be able to know what the design is, so you could, look up inspiration or something like that. But these are so fantastic. So let's get these unwrapped. And are you working on stuff up there, or would you like to help me unwrap some of these so we could, because then we could get rolling a little faster. Huh? No? Not wanting to help? Could you pause for a minute? All right. Okay. And let me do, I think this one is the one that I really want to use today too. So I'll probably unwrap some of these others as we go. But if I'm quiet, which you guys know me well enough to know that I cannot be quiet, but if I were quiet and just opening these things, then it would almost be like an ASMR video, which is not my jam. So listening to background noise and no talking is not my thing. I could never make one of those videos because I could never not do the talking. So, okay. Now, oh, get in there. There we go. Okay. So there's a couple of these. And to start off, I cut us some cardstock that we're just going to start on. And so the first one, all of these layered washies, wait, are you coming? Wait, 12 hours? Oh, wait, Diane, you're not coming this month, are you? Are you coming tomorrow? No, but I would take you up on that. You would be here to help, I know. Okay, so the layered washies, if you've seen us play with them before, they are really, really fantastic. And honestly, All in Create, I think they're the only ones doing it. So when you first get one of these rolls, what you want to do, I do this pretty much every time I get a new roll. So let me grab one of these. So this is a release paper that we just use on the back of our shipping labels. Let me position this so that it's... Hi, Janice. Oh, yeah, Crystal, I think you're right. That's good math, Crystal. Oh, look at it. I got all wild and crazy with it. Hold on. I gotta learn to be a little more gentle. Okay, so when I get a new roll of washi, hold on. First off, you got to get it started. Okay, there we go. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to just slowly unroll this. Patience is the key here, especially because I think this might have been one that got a little jammed on this corner right here, and that is what is going on. Okay, so, but it's okay, because even with that little rip, it's not going to make much of a difference just because of the way that the washies go together. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pull out enough of this tape. Okay, I'm just trying to see where that one spot is. There it is. I've never had this as a situation. So if I do it like so, I think that has to do with, there we go. Okay. Oh, look at this sticky mess. Is anybody else cringing? Blah. All right. So we've got, looks like 1, 2, let me tear this right about here and put that on my release paper so that I can see it. Oh, good, Janice. These are one of my favorite things. I think they're ingenious, and the possibilities of what what you can do with them is just phenomenal. So, all right. So this one that I'm using right now is called Growing Male. And so what I do is I put out what looks to be, and I always start, when I get a new roll, I always start by just making the image, because then you kind of have an idea of what, what you're looking at. Now, when I'm looking at this one right here, I know what this one is going to be. It's going to be this really colorful mailbox. So I can tell that the way they come off the roll, right? This is actually the bottom piece, and then it started over at the top. That just had to do with where my roll started, okay? So this is the top, the second one, the third one, and the bottom. Now, it's up to you, like, how you decide you want to put these together. But this is a nice one. I haven't done this one before, but I've seen the picture a while ago what it looked like. But this is a nice one because it does have this little bit of separation where the colors go. So it's easy to kind of tell where to tear. So I'm going to take the top piece and I'm going to just put it on my paper like so. Okay. And because I had this little rip in it, which is honestly no big deal for the washi, it really is not any big deal. Okay. So we've got that one. And then I'm going to look at my image and I'm going to see that it tears right about here. Now with these images, okay, the best thing to do is tear the washi as opposed to use your scissors. So you can use your scissors. I mean, if you are going to die cut all the edges off anyways and you want to use your scissors, totally fine. But if you are going to kind of blend it into the paper, this is one of the techniques we did in the Aall and Create class, I think we did last fall. Kind of blend it into the paper, make those edges sort of just vanish. Then you would definitely want to tear it, okay? These are really easy to line up. It's just you want to get sort of over the top of it, which is a little harder with the camera, but hello, there we go. Okay. All right. Perfect. And then we'll take number 3. I hope you guys can still see this because I'm trying to keep this. Hi, Susan. Okay. And Diane, you're thinking you're coming in like, I know, Trey. Spoiler, I'm working on it. But you might have seen that, right? Okay. So, I think, Diane, you said you're coming in April, was it? Or was that just, you're hoping to come in April? I can't quite remember. There's been a lot of stuff going on. Okay. And voila. Okay, you guys. Is that stunning or what? I mean, oh, right? So pretty. So this one is the growing male. And then I wanted to show you guys some of the other ones because the ones like we worked with in the class or that other designs have been, we did make and take with the holiday ones and such. So some of them create images like this where you've got a top and you've got a bottom and that's your image. And then other ones in this release are continuous. Okay. So this one I think is a continuous one. And if I'm guessing, okay, so I'm kind of looking at this one here and I don't really know where this design starts and ends because I think this is one of the ones that you can create some really cool background stuff with. But I'm going to try and do it on these little kind of blue sort of scratchy edges that are in here. I'm hoping those are vaguely my tear lines. I don't know, but I'm hoping that's the case because that would be handy. So let's try this and see what we get. Okay, so I know as I'm looking at this one that this one has a big butterfly right here. I think, yeah, because see this is the next one. So I know that this guy's going to go under that one. So I don't know exactly where the top of this guy is because I think it's continuous. But we're going to start somewhere because you got to start somewhere, right? And then we are going to go from there. Okay. So, and I will tell you guys that you really can, I believe, with this design, start anyway. Oh, okay. But we'll see you in May then. Perfect. Hi, Heidi. And just so you guys know, the one I'm using now is called Flying Classics. So here's how I know this one is continuous. We're going to start on this butterfly because that's the easiest to line up. But you can hardly see it. But right here are the two little bottom. I'll hold this up. See this guy right here and this one? I would bet that those are the two bottom pieces for this little butterfly right here. Okay. There's a little, I don't know, swallowtails or something like that. So, yeah. And then you can tell this one, I'm not going to put there, but the postage, see that, thing right here is continuous. So you guys, having a continuous background gives you a lot more options, because with the image that we have that's just 4 tall, you have that size to work with, okay? And that's fine. That's perfectly good. It's just that with that size, you have a limited number of, you know, if you want to cut the die and you need it to be, hang on, I got to focus. Like, I can only do one thing at a time. Okay. If you want to cut the die and you want it to be a bigger panel, for some of their different ones that they have, then you may want something more continuous. Okay. So I think this was the one that came next. I sort of lost track, but I think let's give it a try. Yep. I think that'll work. Now, this one is going to be really interesting. So with this one, finding, are you guys getting sound? You might have to just unmute it. I think other people are hearing me. Yeah, Diane must be hearing me because she did answer my question about when she was coming. So, okay. Oh, so I can tell Susan to unmute, but she can't hear me say it. So, I don't know. All right. So, because this one has a bit of a split between the images, right? This one was easy because the butterfly is continuous. But this one, not quite as obvious where to line it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the micro markings in the background and do my best to kind of just line this up where it makes sense and it will help look like a continuous image. So what's also nice about that is that if you get it off just a little bit, it isn't really going to be a big deal. So what I did is I took this teeny tiny little blue line right here and I lined that guy up. And then I took this light, I don't know, what color is that? Tan, maybe? Line and lined that up. And then you can see over here, these guys kind of come together. Because this right here is a hard one to line up. It's a splotch. So we've got that. And then we are going to take this one. And we think this one goes here. We think. Unless there is more. Yeah, I don't know. Because like that red part doesn't really look like it lines up, but everything else looks like it lines up. So it's, but it could be, you guys, that this one here was designed really to be the top one. I don't know. Okay. So what if we do that? And then I feel like, what happened to the other top of my butterfly? That's funny. Okay, we're going to try something because I want to see kind of how this looks like when we make it as a whole panel. This is the fun part of getting to, you know, explore the different layouts of these guys. Okay. And I think they're designed, I mean, maybe they're designed to be continuous, but not exactly continuous. I don't remember, but. Okay. And then I know I have good to know that even with all of my fingers all over this, it still is very sticky. Okay. All right. So now you guys are getting the picture, right? Since I already pulled this off, I am going to put these last two panels on also, and then we will have kind of a full double image, which is cool, if it fits, which I think it does. Once you sort of get the hang of this, it goes together pretty quick. Oh, see, and I'm going to run out of just a little bit of room for this guy, but no biggie, because in all honesty, I think I want him up here because he might fit just a little bit better. There we go. Okay. And he still doesn't fit totally on the paper, so I'm just going to wrap it around. Okay. So this one is like a continuous design. So you can make this. This is not a brand new release, but it came in. We didn't pay it hardly any attention. I didn't do any samples. So I found a box of these, I'm not going to lie, stuck in the back stock that didn't get counted or prized. And I thought it was going to be a good day to play with these because I wanted to use some of the new dies and these and just give you guys kind of an idea of what some of the designs are. Okay, so the one that I just did was Flying Classic. So yes, so it's not exactly a new release, but we have not really paid that much attention to it like we did with some of the other releases. Like we used the heck out of the Christmas release, right? And even the first ones that we got in, there was like telephones and typewriters and flamingos, birds, bunnies, that bunny sunflower and hair one, and then there was the book one. So lots of really, really good ones. And this is just an extension. Okay. Yeah. So that was the thing, is it came out a few months ago, but we didn't play with it. So it seemed like a good day to do it. Okay. So this one is called Cobalt Swallowtail. Hey, could I get you to come open these for me so that we could kind of... Is that doable? Oh, was that you working? Not a single sound from over there until I asked you to do something. Okay, so this one, I think, let's just... I have no idea where the pattern goes on this one. So what we're going to do, I don't even know where the image tears. So the great thing about these are $6.99, but you guys, I believe these are, if I recall, they're like 10 meters. They're really long. But with the ones that have specific images like this one, what did I say before? Oh, God. How many images? It's like a gob of images. Maybe like 20 to 28 images or something like that. But with the continuous ones, it's a little bit different because it kind of depends on how these guys get laid out. Okay, so let's see what we can figure out, because I have just located the repeat. This one and this one, this one and this one. But that being said, I don't exactly know where the start of this design is. Yes, I do. I think, okay, so this is how I always try to figure these out at the first, because it can be tricky when it's continuous. But you see this little line right here? I think I think that is the start. And then maybe, well, you guys, I'm gonna just try. How about that? The best we can do is just give it a try. So I think I'm gonna tear it here. See what we get. I have no idea. It's funny. And I did not actually look at any of the pictures today. So that one doesn't look exactly like, okay, I'm going to try something else. Oh, I just found it. Oh, you guys, look at this. Okay. So what I decided is I was going to look closely at the tape, and I think this butterfly right here, see this little tiny butterfly that goes off the edge? That is our matching point for it to go right here. Boom. There we go. And then you'll notice this one matches up, this one matches up, okay? And since we don't really know where this thing is supposed to tear, since I did tear this here, let's just see if, see, those look like they don't necessarily have to go together. It is curious, isn't it? Okay, so let's do this. We know we like this one together. It's like a puzzle, but once you get it together the first time, then it will be fine. So I will do the figuring out so then it is easier, but it's curious because this one goes on top of this one, which means that whatever, if, hang on a second. So if this one goes on top of this one, that means whatever was here goes on top of that one. But they didn't really match that well, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I had the separations right either. Because, see, I've got this piece, and then I was supposed to have, I think, a tear line right here. Okay. Was it like so? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. And then I'm going to tear this one right here. Oops. Dang it, I just ripped off that butterfly, but that's okay. Okay. And then, yeah, so this one does look like it actually goes here. So whatever comes after this one, because it has this little line that goes through. So I feel like that one is the continuation here. Now, what comes after that? This guy, though. I don't think I have another one yet. There it is. Okay. This is why when I first get one of these rolls, I kind of go through, and there is a little bit of waste, but I'm not usually that worried about it because there's so much to work with. But I think that helps me. Yep. And see, there's that little blue splotch. Okay. Like so. And then, since I already know we're in good order here, I'm going to keep going and go and tear it here. Okay. I think we're in luck. I think Brooke has got this. Maybe. I really shouldn't promise things. But I do know this is the design. This design right here is pretty good. Okay. So you can line up your lines. That helps. The grid actually helps quite a bit in getting this stuff lined up. Oh, if I actually used the lines, it is. And look at this. I'm doing this all in the release paper. What a ding dong. Okay. But that's okay because it does make it a little bit easier. I'm going to just set these tapes off to the side because... All right. So now we've got... I have the one outlier over here. Yeah. Flying by the seat of my pants is right, Crystal. Which is which is okay. That's part of the fun of crafting, I guess. And so then this one, if we wanted to do a continuous design, this one could work right about here. Okay, so I think I've got this. Now, you guys, I want to try something wild with this, and I don't know if I am going to be sorry. But, ooh, do I dare? Do I dare? I think I do. I think so. Okay, so now we kind of know how the patterns are supposed to line up, right? So, what if we want to make a bigger pattern? Okay. Oh, this is craziness. I say this like I'm doing something super dangerous. Ooh, look out. Okay, so I'm going to try for 2 wide because let's say I want to make a bigger panel, okay? All right, 2 wide. What do we know? We know this panel right here, okay, is this one, and right under it goes this one. Now, you guys, right under this one goes this guy, okay? Now, this guy is where the start of our roll is, and with that guy being under this one, our roll is off a little bit, okay? Not any big deal, right? No big deal. We got this. So, I'm going to give myself 1, 2, 3, okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So that's the extra from here. Now, what I need to do is I need to start my roll so that it has this, nope, so that it has this butterfly at the beginning, which means here. Is anybody confused? I know, Crystal. I am so living on the edge. This could go terribly, terribly wrong. And it just might. The day is still young. Okay. So, okay. Perfect. All right. Now, are you guys ready? This is where the magic happens. If you were brave enough to rip this big panel, right? So we have this one here that has kind of these translucent watercolor wings. That was the end panel over here, which is this one. Now we're looking for this guy because he's over here now. So this becomes how you need the release paper because you pull these off while you're lining them up. But now look, we get to go back to this piece, okay? Because this one goes right under here. And we are now back in our pattern, okay? Whew. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does. Yeah, I might have confused you, Susan, because let's be honest, I was a little bit confused, but I think we've got it now. Okay, so next, what we want to do is, as we're looking at this is our master, right? Okay, so with the master, we now look and see that this guy here is the next one we need right up front, okay? But he's already over here. So, again, what we would do, wait a minute. We only have one with boxes. I think I tore off a piece and got myself back on scale. Okay, let's go with it, you guys. I don't know. This is why it's good to have this master here, because we could go in between. Okay. Does this look right? Does this look right to anybody other than me? I think so. Okay. Yeah. We're going with it. Okay. And under the box, yep, okay. So now it looks like we are kind of back in sync. Okay. So, and now we're off. Yeah. There is not an easy way to do this if you want only 2 panels. I think the best way to do this probably is 3 panels. We're not going to go there. But at any rate, have an extra sheet. You just pull some off, but we might actually use this still. So it is possible, you guys, to still do a bigger continuous panel. So I'm going to move on to another one because I don't want to confuse anybody more and make it seem harder than it is, because this really is kind of like level 2 of the washies. So that one is the Cobalt Swallowtail. Okay, I need another release sheet. I need a bigger one than that. Next. I know, right, Susan? Okay. And then, have we done Coral Wings? We have not. This one is pretty. Okay, so this one I think I have made a sample of before. And it has a big, beautiful butterfly on it. So, the start, I believe, is right about here. Okay. Okay, you're probably like, why is she ripping so much? Because I think this is the one that I want to do a sample with, but I don't exactly know what my sample is going to look like. So it's kind of floating around in my head. This one is called Coral Wings. And so again, these ones are nice. Some of the early ones, they don't have an indication where to give them a tear, but these guys kind of seem to. So I'm going to take this one, put it here, and then oh, almost got those out of order. And then look at this guy. Isn't he just stunning? So pretty. Okay. So let me do that one, and then I'm going to keep going with this because I think I need a little bit more space for what I want to do. So we're just going to see how this guy looks if we just keep going from top to bottom. Okay. So yes, these tapes, you can make bigger. Okay. So this one is not necessarily designed, it looks like, to be continuous. Okay. So you can, am I going to have enough room? No, I'm going to need to do another paper. Okay. So I know from some of the cards that I saw that a number of these patterns can be done continuously. But since I did not review my notes prior to the video, we are on, I would like to say it's called Wing It Wednesday, but it's Thursday. So what is a similar Let me pull this down just a little because I got to pull it towards me. Oh, hello. What is a similar title to Wing It Wednesday, but that could go for Thursday? What do you guys think? Because whatever that is, we're right there. Okay. Now, all right. Almost. Okay. You guys, I'm getting kind of excited because I'm going to pause on putting these guys together now for a second. And I want to make a card, or at least a design. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I grabbed these postage, not postage. These are the Polaroid Pop and the Snap Thoughts. So these are the new dies that we just showed you guys a couple days ago. Okay. And what we're going to do is take a look at which one is going to fit this butterfly. Oh, I think it's this one, you guys. Oh, all right. Oh, I'm going to love this. All right. Let's see. Because this one might be, it'll be a little wide in that direction. What about in that direction? You could kind of make it work a little bit in that direction, but okay. We're going with this one. The more square one. So the one that I'm choosing is Polaroid Pop. Okay. So it's got a lot of goodies in here, but what I want is the main die. Okay. So how I would normally decide what to do with this is I would take this and kind of see how this was going to look as an image. Okay. Is it going to kind of fit for what I think I want to do? I mean, you guys, isn't that gorgeous? It's like, oh, so pretty. Okay. So yes, this is going to work for what I want to do. Now I'm going to take my white cardstock, and does this have a top and a bottom? Not really. It kind of does. Okay, so this die is the outer die, and this one is the inner die, and I want to cut a Polaroid frame. Okay, so to cut the Polaroid frame, I kind of feel like I want to cut it all at one time. So I'm going to cut this to give it a Polaroid feel, but what I need to be very, very careful of is I want this to be even. Down here, you'll have the extra Polaroid, right? But I want to make sure that my dies don't overlap with these parts that kind of stick out. Those are the distress parts that has the little dots for the die. So because I don't particularly know if one way is better for this than another, I'm going to just rotate this and see if one of these ways gives me a little bit more space. Because it may have been designed that way. It may not have been. It just kind of depends. That way looks pretty good. Let me try this way. Nope. Okay. So we're going this way. And then I'm going to grab, oh, look, my friends, I happen to have some washi tape right here. So I'm going to grab just a couple of pieces of washi tape. Not much, because this stuff is still pretty sticky. So I don't want it to necessarily stick to my paper, because that could rip it with the pressure of the machine when I pull it off. But because I have all this washi tape that I won't be using, because it was kind of my scraps, I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to just double check over here. See how it's got that little tiny gap? I want to make sure that that doesn't move, because then it could damage the die. Okay, we're going to cut this. Whew. I'm telling you, that was a lot of stress. All right, so let's see how this goes. Give me a second. Okay. All right, fingers crossed. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. This little distressed Polaroid. Oh, so cute. All right. So, all right, there we go. I've said all right like 18 times. So sorry about that, guys. Part of it is because I don't know exactly where I'm going. Okay. I love this so much. All right. Oh, oh. Could you bring me a piece of the craft colored or the ivory colored wood grain paper? Pretty please? Yes. That is going to be awesome because look at this. Yeah. That is going to be awesome. Okay. That is what we're going to do. All right. Designing on the fly. That's what part of this is about. I do need a die pick. What colors do we have? You can talk to me. Thank you. Do we not have ivory? Yeah, the ivory. The ivory's over there, isn't it? I can't. Okay. So weird sometimes. All right. This is what I've got. I don't think we have the ivory in stock based on the mumblings that I got. We have white and we have craft. So this is the color of our butterfly. And I'm thinking maybe we want to go with white because then we could pull in like a light blue wood grain frame. Oh my gosh, I am going to love this. All right. Yes, this is coming to Flying High Thursday. Oh, so Lisa, the puppy, my mom's puppy, we got a lot of suggestions. I haven't talked to her yet. I talked to her last night for like an hour. So we haven't talked. We'll just say we haven't talked yet. And, so tonight I will give her a jingle and we will go through some of the names that were suggested and see if anything strikes her fancy. Cause there were some good ones in there. Yeah. Now she already has a Tucker. So her other dog is named Tucker. And, so we probably, won't pick that because that would be really confusing. But, okay, let me just run this really quick. I'll be right back. I am so in love with this wood grain paper. How did I not even remember it? So this Polaroid, I think, might be one of the most cleverest Polaroids because you have the two parts. So you can do a decal square or you can do like the decal rectangle or you can put them together. Now, I'm going to grab, assuming I can find it, I am going to grab my brayer and what do you guys think color-wise? Something light. Maybe a broken china. It's always a good bet. Broken china is always a good bet. And I think that's a pretty good blue for what's in there. Okay, so I have, normally I would have a craft mat, you guys, but I'm a little bit lazy today because I didn't get one, so I don't want to get one. Okay, so I'm going to grab the broken china and, whoop, oh, that is, oh, well, somebody, i.e. me, did not clean this the last time they used it. So we have a little bit of peeled paint. Those of you guys that were in the director's project know why peeled paint was the last color we used. All right. It's a good question, Lori. The dog's 11 weeks old. My mom, I think, has had him for only a handful of days. And he is a sweet dog. That's what I have, but lots and lots of energy. And he pees in the house. But he's only 11 weeks. So, but my mom was a little worried about that. So we looked it up, and Google says that 12 to 16 weeks is the ideal age for them to really start taking to potty training, because their bladder muscles are a little bit stronger. So he gets a week of, allowance. And then he's got to get to work, that little stinker. My mom has been cleaning up a lot of pee, she says. So, but that is the life of puppies. All right. Okay. I think that Broken China might have been a little too blue. So I used all my swatch right there, but I'm going to take a little bit of this. I'm switching to tumbled glass. So this is the color of my thing here. And I really just want like a light. I think this is going to do. And I think it's going to have to do because, yeah, I think that'll work actually. Okay, so let's get this on here. Now, part of the reason that I'm using the brayer for the wood grain paper is the brayer is a hard surface. And so as I ink it up and it has these wood grains in it, okay, it's not going to roll down into the depths. If I use a brush, all of the bristles will go right into the crevices and you won't maintain the ink, the wood grain pattern visually as much. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean this is the only way to do it. You could do it with like a foam thing. So he is Wee Willie for now. Okay, that's funny. I like that. Yeah. But only for a week. That might be his nickname for the week. But I do like that. That's funny. So let's see. There we go. Okay, you guys, I think this is going to look fabulous. And remember with dye inks like Distress and stuff, they kind of settle into the paper. So I'm not going to worry too much about this. I say that, and then I just come back with my brayer because those of you guys that know me know that I am a little bit particular sometimes. All right. And actually, I didn't originally pick the tumbled glass because usually my tumbled glass hardly has any ink in it. So I don't know if I re-inked it or what, but look at how beautiful that wood grain is in that light blue. I mean, look at how neat. Isn't that cool? I just think it's so cool. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this, and this one is a little crooked, but it isn't going to make a difference for what my final design is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to take, and we're going to glue this one right into place right here. Okay. Oh, doggone it. I just pulled the tip out of my glue. Okay. It's because I wasn't paying any attention. So this glue bottle has a fine tip that goes in here, and it was glued to my pin. Can you see it right here? Yeah, so I just pulled that out. Fiddlesticks. But at any rate, it means that I got to be a little bit careful because my glue will come out just a tiny bit faster. It's still pretty fine tip when that happens, but it isn't the finest tip. So I'm okay with it. I'm just gonna Okay, so we'll get this, that look pretty centered. Yeah, like that. Yep, okay. Okay, that looks good. Does it look good? I think it looks good. Good enough. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just take my scissors and do kind of a rough cut to get this extra off. Okay. And if I wasn't crafting live, you guys, I would take just a wee bit more time with this, but that's not what we're doing today. So we are on, what did you say? Flying. Yeah. Flying High Thursday. That really sounds, we are in the state of Washington, so it kind of sounds like for Flying High Thursday, we'd be partaking in kind of like a wine Friday, but, you know, different. Okay. All right. So we got that. Now what I want to do is take this. Ooh, geez. I just cut right into that butterfly. See, now I'm being too fast. Too fast. But, okay. So I'm going to just fussy cut this really quick. And I need like a background music, but I don't think that my director is paying attention at the moment. This is where song would be helpful, but okay. Maybe take your time a little bit more with this fussy cutting, but now with fussy cutting, if you struggle with fussy cutting like these kind of images out, you'll notice that I am leaving a little bit of a border, okay? Because I'm going to put this right on top of that other image, leaving that border helps it to look more well cut than if I cut right along the edge. And you don't see as much of whatever like little shakes that you might as if you cut right along the image. So if you don't have a lot of luck with fussy cutting, try just leaving a little border when you cut. But the other thing too is you kind of have to figure out what works for you. But you'll notice my scissors pretty much stay put, and then they kind of just cut at a consistent speed, and it's my left hand that does most of the moving. So the paper just goes around, and the scissors don't change much. Okay. So now we've got this guy, and I'm going to just curl up these wings here really quick. Okay. And then we will put this on foam. Let's see, where's the foam lines? Okay, let's work. So I want to put like a little bit of foam on his, kind of on his body, but I do want him to I want to make sure he hangs on pretty well. And the washi tape is not the same as porous paper. So you do, if you need to ink over it, you need to have the kind of ink that can go on washi. So like an archival ink or StazOn or something like that. because like a distress ink over the washi, it just won't work because it doesn't have anywhere to soak into the paper because it kind of has that washi coating on it. So okay. You guys are singing. Oh, I love that. Recreational stimulant Thursday. You guys are that would be a whole, I don't think we'd be crafting quite this fast though. All right. So I'm going to just line it up so that other butterfly is underneath. Okay. And now we have this really cool image, right? And the 3D butterfly is basically like popping out of the frame. Now, if you wanted this to pop out even more, right? I'm going to just, let me see if I can just kind of wing this and see what you guys think. Now that I just put all that foam tape on, because with the foam tape, it sticks off the paper. But if you don't have the foam tape, okay, and we were to glue it in place, now look at what you got. Now it really looks like it is part of, and I would glue it down just a little bit flatter. So it looks like it is part of the thing, but then just coming off the page. Okay. So you want to just make sure that you get it glued down like exact for this effect. But I think we're going to do that. I like that better actually. Okay. So here goes. I'm going to try this. Let's hope I don't mess it up. Nah, me mess it up? No. I've been doing so good today. All right. So this is one of those great things about having also the little border that we cut, is that we can then match up some of those little lines to make sure that our butterfly gets into the exact right place. Okay. To coordinate with the background and look like it's coming right out. So I think that side goes like that. And voila. There we go. Isn't that cool? I think that's so awesome. Okay. So that is like a really, really fun way to do that one. And where did this guy go? You guys, this one would be fantastic also, right? Because you could put the frame around it and you could ground it down here, and then you could have it just kind of like popping out if you wanted. But even if that were the case, I would probably maybe stick it over here, or you might even find that you want to do one like this direction that has a little bit more of an up and down with, you know, with the mailbox. Okay. So gosh, time really flies when I don't know what I'm doing. I had so many, I was going to do this and this and this and this. And I love days like this where, initially this is 100% not the one I was going to do. And I was going to be using this die. So I love where life takes us sometimes. This is so cute. And there are some accent dies in this one that will kind of be good to finish this off. So I'll get this mounted onto a card base so that it can be a completed project. And then I'll post a picture because I think this is pretty cool. So thank you guys for joining me. It was really fun. We do have a number of these butterfly. Pretty sure we have all the butterfly ones in stock. And what I'll do is I will go and get some images of what these all look like finished so that you can see, because the one we use now, Growing Mail is the mailbox one. This one is so bright and vibrant. And then Cobalt Wings is this one. And this is the one, Flying Classic, which is that one. That's the one that we did in like a long strip. So we could make like a little border or something like that with that one. And then the other one we tried today was Cobalt Swallowtail. And that was the one that I tried to do multiple layers. And I'm not 100% sure if I nailed that. So anyway, thank you guys. The washies are $6.99. We have them all in stock. The dyes, we have a few of these left. I got tape everywhere. Look at me. Who is a messy crafter? This girl. All right. Gosh. And then the Polaroid Pop is the one that we used today. So that one I think is going to be a real winner for the washi tapes. And that one's only $22.99. All right, my friends. Have a great night. And we will see you tomorrow with some whiskey, most likely. Guess who might be crafting? Not sure. Maybe we can make it happen. All right, you guys. Have a good night. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.